Now in this one, I will cover a lot of the mistakes that honestly I have made before, and a lot of mistakes that I see other people doing when they are doing a sales or discovery call. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now my goal is that after this video is to be able to show you guys what are the top sales call mistakes that you might be making when you're talking to your clients. Now if this is your guys' first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. I've been working from home since I was 15 years old and now run my own executive assistant agency 2XU, and I post videos every Sunday on how to work from home and every Thursday on how to have an online business. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now in the last couple of videos that I've been doing, I have been talking about how to do a sales call and what are the things to watch out for when you're doing a sales call with a potential client. Now in this one, I will cover a lot of the mistakes that honestly I have made before and a lot of mistakes that I see other people doing when they are doing a sales or discovery call, whatever it is that you want to call it. So make sure to watch until the end of this video so you can get the full picture, the full list of what not to do when doing a sales call. So the first mistake is not actually researching your client or filtering them ahead. And I've said this before, most of the time when you're starting out your business, you kind of want to say yes to everyone. But when you do this, you actually hurt yourself in the long run. So what I mean by not researching your clients or filtering them, you want to make sure that you are a good fit even before you hop on a call. So you want to find out either by having them go through intake or a Google form where you find out more about their business. Either you research them to see if it's an industry that you can even work in. So you basically want to make sure that, again, before you guys spend 15 to 30 minutes inside of a call or even more, you want to make sure that even before you hop on a call with them, before you spend time with each other, that they are the kind of people that you want to work with. The second sales call mistake is not practicing. Now, practicing simply means maybe doing just like how you would practice right before you give a speech or right before you give a presentation. You also want to practice your sales calls so you can get more confident. You can ask a friend or even a coworker to test doing a sales call with you until you get to the point where you feel more ready to be able to do more sales calls. Now, this could be also recording yourself when you're doing a sales call and watching it back so you can see what else it is that you can improve and work on. So again, you feel more ready the next time. Next is when you start the call, you let the client take over right away. What I mean by this is you are not taking control of the call from the get-go. You have to keep in mind that if this is a discovery or a strategy call for you or a sales call, you are the person who has to be setting the stage to make sure that there is clarity before you even start. Which brings me to the next mistake, which is not setting expectations right away. So setting expectations could look like, hey, thank you so much for booking this call with me. I'm really looking forward to helping you strategize for how to blank your business. Or for me, I'm really looking forward to strategizing how we can get you an executive assistant. This is going to be about a 15 to 30 minute call, and I just want to make sure that we are on the same page. Is that okay? So it could be that small script of just making sure that you guys are on the same level, that they're not thinking that this is another type of a call, that this is a step forward into working together. The next mistake that I see a lot is not getting a small yes. So you'll notice in the script that I just used, when I asked, is that okay? Is that clear? That is getting the small yes. The reason why you want to do this is something called commitment consistency, which is coming from the book Influence by Robert Cialdini, where you want to get small yeses every time to make sure, again, that you're on the same page. Plus, it actually gives you the cues that your client understands what's happening instead of them having, very confused thoughts or having more questions at the end than when they started. You want to make sure that there is that back and forth between the call and, again, just commitment consistency, then you know that later on, since they are agreeing to everything that you're saying, it'll be easier for you to actually close the sale. Next is actually being too friendly. So this is something that I'm sometimes still guilty of, but mostly after I've done a couple of calls with potential clients. But being too friendly means, hey you, how's your day? You have to still keep in mind, if it's the first call, to be professional, to look professional. So I always wear like blouses, I sometimes wear a jacket over it. I'm just right now injured. That's why I haven't really worn a lot of sleeveless in a lot of my videos. But you want to make sure that, again, you are set in their head that you are the expert. You're someone who knows their stuff and not just another freelancer or not just another service provider who doesn't really know what they're doing. So you want to set that professional face of yours. Later on, for sure, you can show your friendly side. But to start with, you are establishing your authority as someone who knows what it is that they're doing. And to do that, appearances matter, how you say things matter, and the tone that you're bringing in on the table matters a lot. Speaking of appearances and making sure that you set your authority as the expert, another mistake that I usually see is forgetting that you are the expert. A lot of the time we get caught up in what the client's demands are, what their expectations are, that we don't actually stop them and give them a reality check of what it is going to look like. Keep in mind that they're coming to you because this is a task that they can't do themselves. This is a project that they can't do themselves, which is why they're asking you for advice. They're asking you for a strategy on how to move forward with working with you. So keep in mind that you are worth it. They're here, they're doing a sales call with you because they saw something even before hopping on a call with you that really impressed them. So keep that in mind when you are doing that call. Is you got here for a reason, just like how you got like a job interview because you had a really good application letter, you passed the skills test. The same thing when doing a sales call. You have to keep that in mind and don't forget that you are an expert in your own right. Next mistake that I see a lot is not taking down notes. Now, when you're doing a discovery or strategy call, a lot of the time, if you don't take down notes later on, especially if it's not recorded, is you're going to lose what it was that you were talking about. A lot of the time when you're doing calls, you want to take down notes because ideas will pop up in your head of how to do certain things while the client is still talking. You want to be able to sketch out like what is your own strategy while you are mapping out what their business is like. This way, it's so much easier for you to take action and moving forward rather than trying to remember everything that was said in the call. Next, and this is the reason why it's super important to take notes, is another mistake that I see is not being able to repeat back what was just said by the client. Now, when you're doing a discovery call or strategy call, you have to keep in mind to listen more than you speak. You are literally kind of interviewing this client to see if there's a fit, to see if you guys can work together, to see if there is an actual problem that only you can solve or help them with. So you have to keep in mind that if you are not able to have clarity of what it is that they need and you're not able to repeat back what it was that they said that their problem was, what your solution is, it's going to be harder for you guys to really work together. When you repeat back what someone says, it shows really that you are someone who is listening, you're someone who notices the small things that only an expert would notice, and it's just a really good communication skill to be able to have clarity, again, to have you both on the same page. Next mistake that I see a lot is giving the wrong action steps for what to do next. So basically what this means is during the call or right after the call, you tell them like, hey, make sure to research this and this and this, make sure to find out more about this and this and this. Oh, and here's the Calendly link for the next call. When you do this, you're giving too many steps for them, and a lot of those steps probably are taking them away from you. So if you're giving too much advice, and this will bring me to the last point, which is the most important mistake that people make when they're doing sales calls, is you are just letting them figure things out by themselves instead of you guiding them on what's the next step to be able to work with you more. So after a sales call, the next action step should either be signing a contract, booking the next call with you, or getting started on working. It shouldn't be having them do more research. It should be bringing them closer to working with you. And the last thing, that's the biggest mistake that you can make when it comes to doing sales calls, is giving coaching advice, not creating a strategy. Now, this hurts your business a lot when you do this, especially if you are a coach or a consultant. When you are giving coaching advice or advice in general, instead of giving them a strategy of how it would look like to work with you, you are again taking them further away instead of getting them closer to you, to seeing what it is that you can offer them and how it is, of course, that you can help their business. So you want to make sure to steer away from giving them advice like, oh, you should be doing this. It should be, oh, we could be doing this together. It shouldn't be you pushing them on one path. It should be you pushing them on the same path with you. So keep that in mind. You want to create, again, strategy, not advice, at the end of the sales call, so you keep moving forward the relationship. Now, comment below which of these mistakes you've done before while doing a sales call. I know that it can be super terrifying. And if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button right there and hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday on how to work from home, which you guys can check out right here, and how to have a business online, which you guys can check out right here. And of course, the latest video right here. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. And remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!